Banging, the drinks are flowing, I'm feeling so dope. A night like this should last forever, I'm so mad that it won't. Ayo, the bass is banging, the drinks are flowing.
Are we hot? Yeah, we hot. Are we rolling? Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, you mean all the stuff I said about you is all damn.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, you want Eddie? I can edit.
I always say it,
but it goes.
No, but I will edit the other stuff out. I
can put that message. Yeah, right.
And the best part of these podcasts is the first part when we live.
Okay, all right.
Because it's straight wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
I usually just turn it on and let it play for a little bit, and then
that's the fun part.
Hostile always interrupts in the beginning.
He's always in the video.
Yeah. His voice is always in the video.
Puffy. He's always in the video.
Oh wow.
Why do you want to know now? Let's get on. Now Puffy is not. He's not like Puffy in that regard.
Okay.
He like Puffy, like Suge said. Puffy want to be in the video.
Yeah,
he don't want to be in the video.
I would dance in the video.
If you want a CEO that don't want to be in your video, none of he come to death row. Come on to death row. Come to death row. Puffy always want to be in the video. But Puffy couldn't. We gotta be honest. And Puffy put out some good music. R. Kelly put out good music that I'm not happy about.
But you know what? I think that's a great point. Because R. Kelly put out he's in prison. Puffy put out he's in prison.
R. Kelly said,
Silver Knight put out great music. He's in prison.
I mean,
it's a common theme.
And back in the day, truth be told, a lot of musical geniuses went to prison. Rick James, you still bouncing to Rick James, and he really did some foul stuff.
Yeah,
Rick tied the chick up, made us
for the weekend.
Yeah, smoke cocaine or something, right?
Yeah.
The weekend. He kidnapped her. He went to prison. He wrote 100 songs in prison.
James Brown, they still was some of this stuff. And he was a tax evasion. That's right, running from the police and all kinds of stuff.
Miles Davis was a pimp at one time.
Yes, sir.
So
musical geniuses.
Musical geniuses. So to be a musical genius, then you probably have some other problems.
Well, at least I'm not a genius, eh?
Are you a musician?
It used to be.
You can't play anymore?
You couldn't play band.
What'd you play?
He was in the band.
Oh, you was in the band.
Yeah,
he was in the band.
He was drowning out.
He just flew. He wasn't really playing the notes.
Oh, wow. Flew.
Yeah. Clarinet's better?
Why is it?
Actually, I did start out with clarinet.
What'd you play?
I started out with clarinet. I moved to saxophone.
Okay.
Then I played French horn, trumpet.
I was saying sax and sax.
Oh yeah, it was. Man, when I was in good school, that's what I did.
Well, the fruit is a band kind of.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Are we on the phone doing a podcast?
That's my daughter.
Oh no, let's just talk.
Hey, proceed. Y'all can talk.
Let's talk.
You gotta take care of what you gotta take care of.
My daughter called. You stopped it. So just keep rolling.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You saw what was last night. What if you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's whenever we talk about seeing black men, well, really men in general, but especially black men with their kids, like sometimes I watch restaurants and stuff, and I always notice it, man. You know, always just because those are priceless there.
Yeah, look at my daughter sat on my knee. She ate on my dinner. Until she probably about 6 or 7. She done it at her home. She said, same plate. We go out to dinner, or mom, whatever. She's right with me. So she like 6 or 7. She finally got home. She's sitting, I take her out to places like a lot of places downtown you can't find, nowhere else like Broad Commons, Alligator Soul, or the Thai restaurant, Room Thai, the Bohemian. Rooftops, Charlie Rooftop. And I told her when she was, and people tell me you set up the bar too high, but I told her don't get impressed if somebody take you to Applebee's or somebody take you to Chili's or Longhorns.
No,
and you can order a steak. Okay, that's not bad. Right? Don't get me wrong, but don't be all impressed. Right? But then don't go. When you go to restaurants, don't order cheeseburgers, hamburgers, or chicken fingers.
Right. Right. In other words, she grew up with a father and a dad. And you know, my wife was the same way when I started dating my wife. One thing she said her father always told her, which was, I provide a life for you, so you don't have to feel pressure on me, man. Now you appreciate, my wife's always appreciated everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's a cheeseburger, hot dog, whatever I had to give her. Right. But you're right. So many, if you have the means to do that, you know, whatever it is, whether it's fine dining, whether it's time. Because time is just as important, right? To be able to say, hey, somebody can say, well, look, I spend all my time with you. I don't need no daddy. I got one of them.
Yep.
I had one of them.
Yep.
But when they ain't had one, they out there looking for one.
That's it.
And then you got problems.
Yep. I just try to show us more to life than just, I'm not saying basic, but just, you know, go try places that you can't find nowhere. That's why I like going downtown. These small restaurants like Belford or whatever. You can't find that in Jacksonville.
Right.
You can't. And those are those nice dining areas that, you know, they got good food. And last night, you know, I spent 2 bills and we ain't get no drinks from still. But we had a great time.
That's right.
That's right.
I've never been to Alligator Soldier.
Got to go.
Yeah? Yeah, okay. I got to have some
You about to do that?
Alligator Soldier. What's the rooftop called?
Sorry, Charles. Okay.
I'll stop.
Okay.
Nice, good bar. You doing it? Had a whole bunch of selection.
Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, Charles.
Okay.
And they got regular good food too. I mean, rooftop.
The rooftop.
Yeah, rooftop. Let's stay focused. Now let's pivot.
Okay.
Nah, you good. You good.
So what we got, gentlemen?
Go ahead.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, baby. I'm ready.
Man, I like that.
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Cajun. This is Road Rage. My main man, Doc. Doc.
Ooh, good to be here with you, gentlemen.
This is Doc.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can even say everything about Doc.
Man, it would take too long, wouldn't it?
I know. Man.
Yeah.
Man, Doc's a good dude, man. He speaks a lot of wisdom. Trust me. Doc is a real good dude in our chapter, man. He's been here for years. Anytime we got problems, man, we go to Doctor everything.
He is an actual psychologist. He's a doctor for real.
Yeah, I play one on TV sometimes.
Every time you see Doc, he on the phone, he making money. He's talking to
I remember my dad, I told my dad I was going to be a psychiatrist when I was a medical soldier. The first thing he said was, they ain't no real doctor. And my mother was like, shut up, Boston. He was joking with me. Right. You know, because they thought I was going to be a family doctor.
Right.
You know, when I changed up. So, but yeah, it's I've been in this chapter for 16 years. 16 years.
Long time.
Buffalo Soldier. Written all over Hell and Creation with some really, really good people. And hey, I wouldn't be anywhere else. If I was on 2 wheels, I wouldn't be anywhere else. But yeah, that's home. That's his family.
Well, we're going to pose one or two questions.
Okay.
Well, let Cajun do it. I will look at this Cajun to introduce the question. Okay. So go ahead, Cajun, give him a question. I love him.
I don't know if you've seen some of the videos that we posted or whatever. I don't know if you sat in on. I don't think you sat in any interviews or anything like that. Damn. That boots at night.
I got help. I'm sorry. I saw Razor Blade just came in with these Python boots I've been eyeing on Facebook for about 6 months. Man, show the boots, man. Show the damn boots.
These are the boots.
And I was like, I don't know how to look at
Those are his boots. I just wanted to show y'all that. Them things pop when he walked in. I saw him when he walked in the.
Can you see what's going on? I don't see it cut up a bit.
Right there.
Technical difficulties. Good.
I see you perfectly on this side.
Oh,
Look at the screen right there.
Don't worry about it. You're good. I hope he cut you off. Sorry.
You know, but I get it. You know, just filmed in Burbank live with a studio audience.
Samples on the film.
You know, do you have a laugh track? Yeah.
Y'all got this busted ass interview shot yet?
We already started, man.
It's why
We already did the introductions and everything.
Once again, Puffy gonna get all in the video. Puffy gonna get the video.
We want to eat on the damn chips.
Run up my electric bill.
Go ahead. Hey, let's stay focused.
All right, we're gonna pose this question, man. This question, Roadrunner, he actually.
Hey, make sure y'all answer about his real. Well, I mean, so you know, sulfuritis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you gonna tell us about that?
You want to put a chair?
Yeah.
We can always put you in here. I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
Hey, that's y'all.
You sure?
Hey, we're trying to get you on here.
This is not a meeting you cut people off, but go ahead.
Roadrunner brought this question to the nation back in Tampa. Okay. Tampa. It was a really good question. I actually like it. You know, you going to everybody's attention, you know, you got to ask yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to ask you.
Okay.
And I like to get it down, document all that stuff. It's just interesting to hear everybody's answer.
Gotcha.
I love to hear everybody's answer because everybody has a different answer.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's similar, but in the end, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, what's your why? Why are you a Buffalo Soldier? Why are you here? What's your why?
Why or how? How did I get here? Why?
No, let's go why. Let's do
Why am I here today?
And then you can even go with how afterward.
Yeah.
About why.
Why? Because this was an organization that I heard about, like I said, 16 years ago. When in fact I had been riding for about 10 years then, and never really thought about joining the motorcycle club. Never thought about, didn't have any family. My dad didn't ride. So I didn't come from the culture. But heard about it and met one of the original Nine's wife at an actual motorcycle clothing store.
Okay.
And prior to that, I did have some experience with the club. I was in for a short period of time. And so heard good things about this and said, hey, I want to try it out. And why am I here today? Because the people in this chapter, my sponsor, God rest his soul, Brooklyn Dream, didn't know me from Adam. Had never met me before. Didn't work with him. You know, a lot of guys here were police officers and worked together and knew one another. Didn't know me at all. But had conversations with me. I came out, I saw what they were doing, rode with them a little bit. And he said, because I didn't have a sponsor. And he said, I'll sponsor.
Okay.
And it took me on this way. Rode me everywhere, taught me everything about riding in the club. And so I just watched. And really what really got me was the very first event that I went to here. We used to have a thing like a family and friends thing where other chapters would come down. They would have their meeting on that Saturday. Our meeting by the police park.
Police camp.
Yeah, police camp. And so Daddy would be inviting me out there. And I went out there and I just saw the love that I was looking for. Right now, prior to this, I had been to, and this is no knock on any other clubs. Let me be clear. But I had been to all the events other clubs had, other motorcycle clubs. And it was the same kind of vibe. But this felt a little different, right? To me, it just felt like it was different. And I fell in love with it, right? And I said, hey, you know, this is what I want to do. And I have, of course, my wife's blessing to do it. And she was like, hey, if you want to do it, go on and give it a shot. And I did it and haven't looked back. So the why for me is family. Yeah, I'm not from Savannah. And so I'm a transplant because of the Army. And so here, my family's all in North Carolina and New York. And this group is another family for me. You know, this is where I can come and be around my people. And there's nothing more important than be around your people.
Sure.
You know, people that know you, people that you have love for everybody, but you have a genuine affection for them. Right? When you have an affection for people, you won't be around. So for me, that's the why. And so for me, the chapter is the why. That sums it up. This chapter, for me, is the why. The nation, hey, great. I like what we've been doing over the years, how we've grown. I've seen this nation grow tremendous. 16 years.
Right.
Like we talk about a lot of the things that the nation has implemented to uplift the child, to uplift the nation, to move us in a positive direction. not only the largest, but to move us into that elite status, take us places that we've never had. Great. I've watched the transition of leadership from and saw how different national presidents took us, to the next level. With all that being said, for me, the chapter is why. That's why.
That's
Right?
That's the first.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's for me. The challenge is different. This is my key.
Yeah, we've had about what 8 these things maybe.
Roughly like a son, we had to sit down and look at.
Everyone's gave us a different opinion or answer to that question. I mean, I appreciate yours, but I will tell you, my thing is, I always tell the individual in the middle seat and the hot seat,
Right.
Since I've been here 2 years, what I take from them.
Right.
And what I take from you is patience and looking at everything, looking 360, the whole picture.
Yeah.
I'm a cop, I'm a cop, 30-year cop, and my thing is I go solve the problem.
Right.
Go straight to the problem, solve the problem right now, but don't think about looking at other elements that might be contributing to that problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you, like I say, we have our issues or whatever, and like you'll say, well, let's do this, let's do that. Now I say, you want to get on your couch. You want to put that jump on your couch and dissect it, and I take that from you. And now, even though, like I said, as a cop, you learn every day in life and in your job. Professionally, you still learn every day. How long have you been doing this?
You
should be learning. I don't mind to tell everybody that I'm still learning, and I learn now to just take everything into account,
right,
and try to dissect and see what's the root of this problem, right? Instead, because I'm just a fixer,
right? And that for me has always been the biggest thing. Is I learned that from my father, who had patience and showed grace to people. My mother, not so much. She's a good woman, great woman, but she was done when she was done.
That's
right?
me.
She was like, I ain't got no room for you.
Yeah.
And watching my father through all those years and watching him show grace and patience to so many people, I had to start thinking, which was, people always do things for a reason. And often if you can figure out the reason, it helps you show more grace.
Yeah.
Right? To show more mercy, because grace is unmerited faith. You show that, you don't have to earn that. That's grace. But mercy is, you earn that. And so it's that for me is why I try to always stop and think and say, okay, why is this person doing that? Because when the ego of ours gets involved, because we can just get hurt. Sometimes people just get hurt, and other people don't know they hurt them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might not have a clue that you hurt somebody by what you said or what you did or what they thought they interpreted from what you said or did. And so now you're in feelings, and that's what separates us, is feelings. Human beings are feeling driven. I don't care what you do, whether it's physical or emotional, it's feeling driven. And so I try to always think about that, because I know I can get hurt and somebody not know it, right? Or offended. And so it's just to think about that. And the older I get, right? That's the other thing.
That's key.
The older I get, the more, I was telling my wife the other day, I said, because my wife is like that. My wife is like my mother in that regard. I tell her she don't play well with her.
She'll make good sense.
No, and she'll go. She'll do anything for you. She's the most helpful, lovable. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better way. But she's one of the kind, like, if you feel like you stepped on her toes,
that's a wrap.
She's still with you. And sometimes just in dealing in our business, I have to say, hey, look, I just none of us are above it. The day you start believing that you're above doing foolishness, now we would all like to think we don't want to do it, but we're all just human beings trying to make it.
Yeah, because they take me forgive and forget. I might forgive slightly, but
no, forget. And I don't even think forgetting is reasonable.
It's not.
Because having memory allows you to avoid those traps again.
That's right.
That's not what forgetting. But then forgiveness, people think forgiveness is a feeling. Forgiveness is not a feeling. Forgiveness is a decision. A feeling is, all right, you hit me and you hurt me, and I forgive you. Well, do I forgive you when I stop hurting?
No, I forgive you because I said what you did. I'm not going to carry any animosity towards you for it. If I still have animosity towards you for hitting me, I have forgiven. But I can still hurt you. If you injure a child, right? You injure that child can forgive. So many children injured by their parents. And those children forgive their parents. But still doesn't mean they are hurt. So it's not a feeling. Now, out of the forgiveness, you can gain a feeling past that. You can then get to a feeling where it doesn't bother you as much. But that's a process. So the act of forgiveness is an act. So when people say, I can't forgive that, it's a decision. How you're going to feel about it is a process.
I told y'all he was a doctor. I told you.
You got a damn lesson right there.
He was sitting on the interview. I'm about to lay down on the couch. I'm about to lay down on the pew.
I was about to open up.
But you tell me some secrets. Oh, right.
Damn it. Like I did when I was
going to tell all his secrets.
There you go.
Oh, we're going here. This interview going south. Okay. Let's talk about crawfish.
When I got physical therapy, and I had a physical therapist for my neck and my shoulder. And she put this heavy weighted blanket on me. It was hot and warm, real hot. Give me one, then she would start massaging me. And I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a good thing I don't know the state secrets. Because I would start confessing. I was like, yeah, you know, take what happened. Yeah. And she would just be, and I'd just be talking. So good thing I didn't know the state secrets, Jack.
And speaking on that, it's kind of outside the Buffalo Soldiers. You being a psychologist, and I talked to you about this earlier, a couple months ago. I envy you for the fact that you, Catholic priests, people of that nature, y'all get told confessions, secrets, stuff that people are dealing with, and you can't tell nobody.
Right.
How do you, it's like I said, it's outside the Buffalo Soldier, but how do you keep all that information in without wanting to tell somebody or you got to miss your job?
Right.
But how do you carry that weight?
You don't. And you do. When I first started working, I had you have these kind of mantras, and so you use those to shield yourself from carrying other people's baggage.
Okay.
And it works. It works when you first start. But the longer you do it and the more you're involved with people's lives, some people actually see that as like family. Right, because I know so much. I know one lady told me yesterday. She said, "You know more about me than my husband." Not everything, not intimate stuff,
right.
But you do know so much, and so you do at the beginning, but it weighs on you. And as long as you allow yourself to be human, the key to doing what I do, and I think medicine in general, is always reminding yourself that you are not the be all and all.
Gotcha.
And when you do that, then it keeps you out of trouble with thinking, I can fix everything. Because once you get to the point you think you can fix everything, then you start saying all things you can't fix. Right? And when you start, especially in psychiatry, because the psychiatry is the one field of medicine where we often don't fix it. We help you maintain it.
Gotcha.
Right? There are no cured schizophrenics. For the most part, most people who suffer, that come to a psychiatrist, that have depression, they're never cured. It's managed. Because depression is a chronic illness. See, people conflate the two, depression and sadness. Sadness and depression are two different things. You can be sad because somebody passed away, you can be born and you get past that, move on with your life and keep going. Depression is a chronic mental illness that comes with a whole bunch of other stuff. And so my job is not, I wish I could cure it. Maybe one day they'll have a drug that'll cure it. We're on the cusp of a whole lot of new drugs. But you don't cure it. And so to do what I do in psychiatry, you have to be willing to live with the idea that your work doesn't cure, but it helps people maintain the walk through life, which is totally different from a surgeon.
Because they're
right. But I tell people all the time, I don't care what kind of bedside manner my surgeon got. I could give a damn. As long as he can do whatever procedure he needs to do in his sleep, and he can teach it, and do it, I don't care. He gonna come in and not speak to me. I had to tell my patient, they say, I had to like going to him because he had a bad bed. I don't care. Here we go. I don't know who said that.
Let's go. Give me our boy. Come on in, guys. Let's do it. No, come on. Let's get it over with.
Let's go. Come on, bring it in.
Should have been there that shit.
Why you didn't say that? Let's go, bring it in.
All that screaming I've been doing.
Come on, bring it on in.
I'm just here so I don't get fired. What's up, my guy?
What's going on?
You all right? Hey, I can't step down. Let me go back.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing, man? This is Cajun, this is Road Rage, man.
Yo.
We're from the Savannah Chapter Buffalo Soldiers, right here in Georgia. We're at here, nice little clubhouse here, right here on Tibet Avenue.
Yes, sir. The Continental West, baby. 111 Tibet Avenue. You need to come check us out. If you don't know, now you know.
Appreciate you watching our videos. Thank you for support and all that stuff.
Remember, subscribe on YouTube. Check out all the videos these young man's posting. We're doing big things down in Savannah. We're trying to come check us out.
Trying to keep it rolling, baby. Man, fuck it. We out, bro. Let's roll.
Here we go again.